Welcome back to more Divinity Original Sin. I'm Negative Zero. Thank you for watching. I hope you're doing alright. Well, we're here in Seal. Last time we did arrive, we fought some orcs, we spoke to Arhu, saved a ship from burning, and we came up here and spoke to the head of the Legionnaires. Arius is his name? Yes. We're going to go upstairs and speak with Arhu now. Oh, we're not going to steal from those chests. And then I think we're going to wander around the town and pick up a bunch of side quests. I don't know how much action there's going to be in this particular episode. We've got a lot of setup to do.
Dear hunter.
Tell me about yourself.
But certainly. What would you like to know?
Tell me about that cat trick.
Oh, but that's not a trick. It's a blessing. Or does it surprise you that I enjoy taking a feline guise? Such magic is a gift, hunter. To tread upon the realm of instinct, even articulate speech, perhaps humanity's greatest asset, cannot give expression to something so inextricably innate. To be out in the night, to stalk on silent paws and hunt with only the moon as your witness, you couldn't possibly imagine the thrill. But of course it's handy to speak in more than meows. And I couldn't brew potions or make machines without opposable thumbs, this I freely admit. Let's just say I have found a way to enjoy the best of two worlds.
Isn't it dangerous to polymorph like you do? What if you get stuck in another form?
Oh, that'll never happen. Granted, a witch could make the polymorph permanent if she'd enchant me in my cat guise, but I'll just have to be careful around witches, won't I?
Now, this is kind of interesting since Dumbledore's having the conversation. Is it in the Harry Potter universe? Isn't he like a master of changing shape?
I'm my own wizard,
exactly.
You know,
but
and I don't intend to become anyone's
I wish there
familiar.
was polymorphing that we could do for ourselves in this game. It's just not available, though. At least I don't think. Or rather, what are you?
Oh, I am but a wizard, a guardian of man and beast, and indeed I am both. My body, like any other, is bound to temporal decay, but my spirit is a speck of light that shone forth from the eternal sun that is the cosmic soul. My task upon this earth is to protect the heart of nature, the very antithesis of which is the intrigue spun by demons and directors of the dead. Hence my involvement in Seal. You see, my one desire is to witness a world in which every mother looks around her and purrs with calm contentment, for she knows that her chicks or children, her cubs or calves, will grow up without knowing the meaning of menace, the enfeeblement of fear. To my great regret, none of them purr as yet.
Let's talk about Source Hunter business.
By all means.
Oh yeah, is there more you can tell me about the strangers that seem to be in league with the orcs? Right, the guys that came out of the dungeon with the bloodstone. Do we know that it's the bloodstone? Maybe they just called it the stone. I may have given away a spoiler. I'm not sure. Anyway, is there more that you can tell me about the strangers that came out of that dungeon with that mysterious stone and were fighting with the orcs?
Strangers leading orcs? Humans? But that would be like kittens leading a wolf pack. And yet, I have heard rumors about a sect of sorts. A shadowy set of worshippers that associate even with orcs. Some say they're sorcerers, but people will say that about anyone who behaves a bit strangely nowadays. I don't know quite what to make of this news, but thank you for informing me. It would be wise not to dismiss such a curious event out of hand.
Let's discuss the murder.
Of course. I hope your investigation fares well.
No, we haven't done a single thing yet. What happened the night of the murder?
I can but piece together what few morsels fell from the grapevine into a rather disappointing meal, I'm afraid. They say a woman arrived in the King Crab Inn sometime after midnight. She retired to a room on the ground floor, where she was soon joined by a man who had been nursing the same cup of wine for hours. I say man and woman because both of them were cloaked and recognized by none. About an hour later, another figure arrived, headed for the same room. Soon after, a terrible commotion erupted, and the thundering light of magic was witnessed by the few remaining patrons. It took a while for the landlord to pluck up the courage to enter the mystery room. When finally he did, he found Jake there, dead. How and why he came to be there, no one knows. But I had a good look around the scene of the crime before the Legion barred anyone from entering. The traces of magic I felt were vile. Source, no doubt.
Who, in your opinion, are the suspects?
I myself have none. Even though the rest of the town has already mentally tried and convicted Jake's wife, Esmeralda. Now, it may well be established that she is, in fact, the guilty party. I'm not claiming that I'm certain she's innocent, but let's just say that if I really thought this murder case would be so very easily resolved, I wouldn't have sent for source hunters.
So I think the town believes that Esmeralda was meeting with a guy in the inn, and then maybe Jake is the one that ran in. I think that's what the local gossip is. Let's talk about sightseeing.
And what might those be?
So, Arius mentioned undead, I think, or maybe it was Arhu that did it. We haven't seen, I mean, the only undead we've seen are the skeletons we fought at the very beginning, but what can we do about the undead threat that threatens, the undead that threatens sightseeing?
In truth, I don't know. They've been clawing their way out of the ground for 2 years now. And for 2 years, the stalemate between them and the living has been dragging on at a weary pace indeed. The Legion did a good job keeping them at bay, but I think it's fair to say that without my magic-infused ballistae, they'd have gotten the better of us by now. Someone is responsible for the outbreak. Necromancers are at work, but who are they and where do they hide? Alas, that searching for them is like searching for a single louse in a lion's fur.
So since the hunters, the people that we met at the very beginning, that took the stone, they did summon skeletons, could be them. Just saying. And then the orcs.
Unfortunately, that is absolutely correct. The orc siege is yet another hairball stuck in this city's already choking throat. And it shows no signs of abating.
And those same skeleton summoners, tomb raiders, are in league with the orcs.
We've cordoned off the western beach where most orc activity has been reported. For the 9 lives of me, I can't seem to figure what they're doing here. There's nothing of interest along the waterfront, except for a set of caves with an unfavorable reputation. Maybe they're after some pirate's treasure. The fools.
How did you design those magical ballistae of yours?
Oh, a mere trifle for one with the intellect of a feline and the engineering skills of a human. You basically construct a classic ballista, add a 100% legally obtained self-regenerating source of destructive magic to it, and Bobcat's your uncle.
Now before we go, let's see what he has to sell. Some good stuff here. He's got some fire things. Now we don't have a lot of money, so we can't do much. He does have some staffs. Oh, we need to look at the boots that we picked up. Also, there are some robes. Way better than what we have, but I feel like we'll find stuff along the way. Look at all this. We got the glass. We need to get Lore Master, I think, with one of our guys. And we can barely afford any of these. Burn my eyes. Pyro... No. Okay. That's not a description. Read this book to learn the spell. 100% chance to set. Burn my eyes for 10 rounds. Does that do damage? Does it blind? What does it do? Oh, target gains a temporary perception. It's at the top, of course. Cures blinded. Will we be blinded in our fights? Is it worth it? I don't think it's worth it yet. We don't have the money. Let's get out of here. Take our leave. Arhu's great, but he can talk. And he talks slow. Let's get moving. At a slow jog. Now, right out here is a... Let's see. I believe she's like a barbarian lady. We're not taking any ladies onto our group. Bros only. Drill Sergeant,
Good luck
hello?
with these Sicilian sauce hunter. They'll run you ragged if you let them.
Indeed. And then over on this side was the gate out of the city. If we look at the map... Yeah, I just want to do like a lap all the way around. We're going to pick up so many quests. In fact, I think we can go right in here.
Greetings! These stalls are for our Legion troops. Rivellon's finest work up mighty fine appetite serving the seven. You're a sauce hunter, aren't you? They say you can talk to animals, but I for one won't be falling for such a tall tale.
Oh, can I go in and talk to the chicken?
Step aside! Step aside! This maniac's gonna turn me into a meat pie!
We do have the pet pal trait. Oh,
Come on, chicken.
I mean, it's the circle of life. Isn't it a chicken's destiny to be eaten? We should catch it and give it back to the cook.
Isn't it a chicken's destiny to be eaten?
Oh, I
We
forget
should
that we
catch
say
it
these lines.
and give it back to the cook.
And then maybe Gandalf wants to... He remembers his experience with the giant eagles. He wants it to be
Wait a
free.
minute! I don't want to see this poor chicken here slaughtered. I want him free! Free! Free!
Chicken, viens chez papa.
A good day to you.
If the chicken makes something especially tasty, maybe he'll give us a nibble
Come
for
on,
helping him out.
If the chef makes something especially tasty,
Right? And
maybe
then-
he'll give us a nibble for helping
Oh,
him
we're
out.
totally arguing now. All right. Plenty of tasty dishes
Come
can
on,
be
Plenty
made.
of tasty dishes can be made, sans meat, but with equal
All right, so rock,
nutritional
paper,
value.
scissors.
Set him free.
Let's pick...
Come on, chicken.
I have to pick-
Chicken, viens chez papa.
All right, he gets 3 points. There is a pattern to this. It is not random.
Come
He
on,
just picked
chicken,
paper, and I
chicken,
picked
viens chez
stone.
papa.
So maybe he'll pick
Come
stone.
on,
Maybe I pick paper.
Chicken, viens chez papa.
No, I've done it completely backwards.
Come on, chicken, viens
So
chez papa.
if I use the same logic, I would pick rock.
Come on, chicken,
But he'll pick paper,
viens chez papa.
So I'll pick scissors. Son of a gun!
Come on,
I need to go the
chicken,
opposite of my
viens
instincts.
chez papa.
Shoot, I can't think.
Come
I have no
on,
idea what to
chicken,
pick.
Chicken, viens chez papa.
Let's pick paper again. We've done.
Come on, chicken, viens chez papa.
And then what is he? This guy is distracting me. And then now
Come
that we've
on,
won,
chicken,
what should I pick?
chicken,
I can't
viens
pick.
chez papa.
Let's pick rock.
Come on, chicken, viens chez papa.
Should we pick scissors? There's a pattern. There's a pattern,
No,
I
we'll
swear.
do as I say.
What? No! My neck's too graceful to be hacked in half. I thought I could trust you.
Okay.
That was close. Thanks for catching Fidgety Jack here. I guess he got nervous when I mentioned drumsticks. Let's have that bird then, shall we? Our troops are mighty hungry.
Did we get anything for that? No. So that's how that works. I probably won't make our guys argue. It takes a lot of time, and there's not much point. I think this, Selenia gives out
A
some
sight
quests.
for sore eyes, if ever there was one. I know you're probably knee-deep in that awful murder investigation, but truth be told, the Legion could use your help as well. We've been conducting a series of expeditions into undead territory, and I'm afraid I must admit they've met with very little success.
With whom do I have the honor of speaking?
Lieutenant Selenia, at your service. I'm Captain Aureus' second-in-command, but rest assured I am a lot more kindly inclined towards source hunters than he is. Now, I certainly don't mind a bit of healthy competition, and even rivalry between our orders, but I, for one, have no intention of looking a gift horse in the mouth. And that is exactly what your presence in Sicil is, Source Hunter. A gift and a blessing. Only heroes such as yourself can make a true difference in this troubled part of the world. Such is my honest conviction.
Let's discuss... Very flattering. Let's discuss the undead.
The undead. I pitied them at first. Many among them were once kind and innocent civilians of Sicil, after all. No longer do I feel that way, though. Too many of my soldiers have fallen. The dead must be put down without mercy, if we can. The bravest among my men and women tell me they are weaker in the west and stronger in the east. So I suggest you head westward if you want to flex your muscles and test the waters before blindly diving to your death.
Let's talk about matters concerning the Legion.
I shall be very glad to share what information I can give you.
Oh, there are some sailors looking for work. Perhaps there's a place for them in the Legion?
It's very sweet of you that you are trying to get these men a job, but I'm afraid they're not Legion material. Sure, they can tie a knot and blow a whistle like the best of them, but even with a sword in their hands, they wouldn't stand a chance against the undead, and I don't want any more blood on my hands.
She wants us to go west and deal with the undead. And that's probably that quest. Let's go back around this way. Again, we're just basically going to be doing a loop. Oh, that's the exit. That's the, I guess, the north exit. We're right here. Yeah, that's the way out of town. Let's go up these stairs. There's that ballista. Oh, it looks pretty cool. Pretty neat. Now I think there's a place for us to cook food in there. There's another door here, another gate. That's just the same Legionnaire spot. Oh, there's a waypoint. This building here. Where are we? Is this the inn? I think this is. There's nothing here, no doors. Ah, the graveyard. Right.
Looks like that dog is awfully agitated. Perhaps he wants to tell us something.
Oh, let's talk to him.
Hey!
Murphy.
Ow! I was wondering where that awesome sweaty boot smell was coming from. And here you are. Wow! This is great! I'm Murphy, Jake's dog. Wow, you smell great! Have you been rolling around on dead things all day? That's my favourite hobby too.
Tell me about yourself, boy.
You know who I miss? Jake. Sometimes he'd just sit there being awesome. And I'd give him this look like, you smell great. And he'd give me this look like, you do too, Murphy. And he was my best friend.
Aw, that's sweet.
I came here so I could smell Jake again. He smelled great. But whatever's buried there doesn't smell like Jake at all. No, it's definitely not Jake. He was awesome.
So maybe this is Jake's grave, and it's not really Jake? About your master's death.
If I ever find out who killed Jake, the most awesome Jake who ever jaked, I'll bark so much! Seriously, so much! You have no idea!
Gotta go. Let's just make sure.
Here lies Kavanagh. Will they have
that's Kavanagh.
Sicil pie in the afterlife? Here lies Jake.
Here's Jake.
Please do not disturb.
Peace be with you, traveller. May your lost loved ones rest in peace.
Tell me about yourself.
I once lived a prosperous life with my husband and our happy little daughter, Loney. But when the undead plague broke out, my dear husband was among the first killed. Loney never recovered from the loss. And when a group of mercenaries, predators, more aptly called, came to town dangling the opportunity to annihilate those undead devils, Loney lapped up their rhetoric and joined without so much as a backward glance. She was killed less than a week after she joined. Here she lies, and here I stand, mourning the death of my last joy.
Okay.
In memory of Loney, death lies on her like an untimely frost upon the sweetest flower of all the field.
I think we'll need this shovel at some point. You find a shovel if you find a suspicious-looking mound. We're not going to dig up all the graves. That's just gross. We might dig up Jake's, but we have to do a couple other things first. Let's take a quick look. Oh, we have to look at the... We have to look at the boots here. Shoes. But we can't identify them. We have the magnifying glass. Right here. But we don't have the skills. So let's go like this. Oh, you know what? I think I'll do this with Gandalf and give him Lore Master. Is that craftsmanship? Oh, he does have it. Oh, right. Okay, so we don't have to waste that point, or use that point, I should say. So maybe using Gandalf. We got to do the thing. Let's send this over to Gandalf, and then these shoes as well. So he'll carry all the magic stuff and identify it. So now we should be able to identify it. What do we got? Nice antique cloth shoes of superstition. +1 bartering and lucky charm. I think we'll give those to Dumbledore because he is the talker. So maybe like this. Oh, no. Equipment. Shoes. We have regular shoes. Let's put on the good shoes. There we go. We look great. Oh, hello, Mr. Rat.
Nemrys is the greatest philosopher in the land, you know. I'd give me left whiskers to be half as smart as him.
Nemrys. Alright, some more graves over there. We still have to go to all the buildings in the center of town.
Oh, how nice it is of you. The very picture of youth, to break the monotony of an elder's day. Wild away on this hardwood bench. Pray, let me be forward with you, O sapling rose, O leaf of spring. For my weary mind is troubled, and would highly prize thy gentle-handed assistance, thy kind ministrations. I am but an aged elf that has seen the years parade in long succession. Gladly shall I tell you more. Will I regale thee, O whelp of men, with my tale? But not here, where the winds may steal my words. You would listen to my grievances, guide me towards untroubled realms. Oh, you are truly a wonder, oh budding flower of the morn. Yet that which I would tell you is of a rather private nature. So let us escape both the chill and the eye of public scrutiny. Hot spiced wine and a snug little room awaits us on the King Crab's first floor. Let us go there so that we can warm our bones, yet make shiver our hearts with a tale of loss and sorrow.
Okay. Is he going there right now? I'll meet you there, buddy. Let's just keep going around the outside of the city, at least. And this is, yeah, the morgue. I'm sure we'll go there, since we're dealing with a murder.
Those bony brutes will never make it inside these walls. Excellent. Let's keep it that way.
What's over here? Is this the exit? Yeah, it is the exit of the town.
Toasty!
We're wet and warm. Oh, what do we have here? Anvil. Oh, we can craft things. Yeah, I'm not ready for that. And then back here, it's just a bunch of blacksmith stuff. And then I think we're back where we started. Oh no, maybe not. Yeah, we are. This is the... right here. This thing. The general store. Okay, so now let's start investigating the buildings. Actually, we're here at the market. Maybe we should talk to a couple people in here.
Come on, you chickens!
Hold on, looking at the map.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
We spoke to her. We spoke to the Fletcher.
What are ye staring at?
Oh, Captain Jack, do you have work for... I mean, this'll work out perfectly.
Captain Jack's the name, though the title may be a little generous at the moment. My crew ran off, and I can't find enough hearty souls to help me reload the ship and sail off.
Well, I think I have just the boys for you. What happened to your crew?
Those scallywags heard there be silver in the Lacula mines, and they abandoned ship like the lily-liver turkeys they are. Haven't seen them since the day we docked.
Now, do you have any work for a trio of sailors?
Some poor chaps lost their ship and want some work. Just send them to me, and tell them there's a bit of coin and a lot of rum coming their way if they don't mind a bit of honest labor.
Okay, cool. Let's look at the log. We haven't looked there in a while. Let's filter out the completed ones. Shipless sailors, we asked... Yep, we talked to Captain Jack. Elf-Orc Blood Feud, that's the guy we have to meet in the inn. Undead Scourge, of course we have to go east. Arhu told us there are more orcs to be found in the western beach. Okay. I don't think we need to do the orcs or the undead first. I think we need to do...
What'll you have? I'll get white cheese, blue cheese,
we'll find out
old cheese,
soon, I'm
blue
sure.
cheese.
Alright. We don't need any cheese. And then we spoke to... No, we don't need vegetables. This is the magic lady. And then, did we speak to you? Bertie.
Source hunters, eh? All right, proper, we're finally getting a hand. Things is chaos. If you've got a favourite sheep, best to fry her up now before she gets thieved in the night like me dear plump Ogget, the finest in me herd. Now that the herd's gone, old Bertie's just scratching by like a hen till the next batch of beasties comes through.
Where's your herd?
I recently sold most of the tender loves to a trader heading north. Plenty of business that way these days. Those miners must be preparing for a mighty great feast. Wish I could have a nibble on my dear darlings, all ground and spiced.
About your stolen sheep.
Yes. Oh, Ogget's been missing for more than a fortnight. I love that sheep, you know. Was planning to cook her into a fine midwinter night haggis myself. Do tell me if you hear anything about her. I plan on pursuing whoever stole her with my cleaver in hand.
So, keep an eye out for a sheep? Right. Right up here is... Yeah, let's look at these buildings, but I want to go along the bottom here. Oh, the House of Healing.
Taking tenderfoot so long.
Right.
But
hello.
If one were to reduce the quantity of skull dust by a percentage of 2, perhaps the stability could be increased by as much as 3-fold.
Oh, a source hunter. Imagine that. Quite a bit more petite than the last of your kind I encountered, aren't you? Yes, by nearly 20 centimeters of tibia, as my memory serves.
I don't know if Dumbledore's ever been called petite
No
before.
matter. Even if it couldn't spare its heartier specimen, I'm sure the Order sent the individual with the next highest probability of success. Yeah? Me? Why, I'm more than a little surprised you haven't heard of me. Perhaps I can jog your memory. It was I who cured the Duchess of Arata of her unslakable thirst. A simple pinch of Atropa belladonna in her morning tea. I who discovered that aging itself can be halted by a single application of Secuta Douglasii on the tongue. Not to mention that it's been my guidance that has permitted my apprentice Evelyn to make quite a name for herself around Sicile of late.
So your apprentice has enjoyed some success as well?
Yes. If that's how we're referring to the secretive use of a revolutionary healing method she refuses to share with her own master. She's in the other room as we speak. Perhaps you can prevail upon her to offer a demonstration.
This healing method.
She's gotten hold of a stone, supposedly capable of fantastic...
A stone, you
but
say?
she won't let me take the briefest look at it. But she claims to have gotten the relic from a little northern town, Silverglen by name, and that an abbot there blessed it with the power to heal. Utter rubbish, I say. But with these blasted undead haunting the travel routes, I can hardly march up to Silverglen to learn the truth myself.
So it was a lady leading the Tomb Raiders at the very beginning of the game. Could it be Evelyn?
Well, she certainly possesses a critical eye and an exacting manner when it comes to making difficult medical decisions. I expect she'll be a very successful healer in her own right when the time comes. She is learning from the best, after all.
Okay, let's talk about your
Certainly.
other
What
affairs.
would you like to know?
Oh yeah, you are a healer. What can you tell me about the Plague of Undead?
I've applied myself to that problem for 2 years and still haven't come a step closer to solving it. I declare it an act of the Almighty's, if I believed in such things. Some events, Source Hunter, can be neither controlled nor understood by mere men.
Let's ask about the murder.
The counsellor, terrible loss that. Though we were hardly more than acquaintances, I knew him to be a devoted civil servant. From what I can tell, it seems to be a simple case of jealousy turned violent. The affairs of his wife, Esmeralda, were hardly a secret, you know.
All right,
Healing
as
stone?
expected.
Interesting indeed. Nothing sets me on edge like inexplicable magic.
Yeah, let's check out this inexplicable magic.
Excuse me? This is a private sick room. Who in the name of the Sevens you think you are barging in here? Out, I say, right this instant.
Tell me about yourself
I'm
first.
sorry. It's this task. I'm just... Who am I to meddle with life and death this way? I'm an apprentice of the healing arts. Healing. But this decision feels like precisely the opposite. I have but one healing stone, you see, and 2 direly wounded men who need it. I've been racking my brain trying to decide on the best method to settle this grave situation, but perhaps it's better off in the hands of an esteemed source hunter. Surely you are more accustomed to weighing life and death than I.
Let's ask about the stone first.
Yes, a curious relic indeed. I got it from a kindly abbot, Lite by name, in the northern town of Silver Glen. He is of a certain faith, the Immaculates they call themselves, that espouses the belief that certain stones can heal wounded flesh. I myself was nothing if not skeptical of his claims, but something happened as he handed me the stone. A small cut on my finger instantly healed, leaving no trace of the wound. Needless to say, I was astounded. But it's strange. The stone is only good for a single use at a time before it reverts to a useless, inert state. It takes time to regain its magical properties, and I guard it cautiously. What would you like to know?
Yeah, tell me about these two guys. Boris.
One of the brave few willing to traverse the trade routes plagued by the undead. A young man, but excellent in matters of business, before he fell victim to an orcish club in the north, that is. Thankfully for him, a cattle trader found him, nearly dead, but not quite so, and brought him here straight away.
And then Stephen?
Quite the venerable staple of Sicile, Stephen, and recently blessed with his third grandchild. He was leading a crew of builders when a stray beam struck him in the temple, and only a few days shy of his last day of work before retirement, no less. Nearly everyone in Sicile is familiar with grinning Stephen, and, as you can imagine, he's quite dear to his family.
Now it sounds like we should be picking Boris because he's the most useful person in the community. Stephen's lived a long, apparently great life. We don't really have to make this decision at all. We can just walk away. But I think...
You are?
I think we'll
thank
do
you
it,
a million
I guess.
times
I don't
for your
know
help.
if this has an effect on
Who have
anything.
you decided should receive the healing stone?
Boris's life, Boris's life has just begun. We can't cut it short now. He should receive the stone, or Stephen should. We know full well the difficulty of growing up without a family. Let's go with Boris. I mean, I bet everybody's picked Boris, but it seems like the right choice.
Boris's life has just begun. We can't cut it short now. He should receive the stone. Yes, Boris deserves to experience all the pleasures of life that Stephen has already enjoyed.
Boris it is? Yes, I'll deliver the stone. I'm glad we'll get to save one man, but my heart breaks for the other.
Can we see this magic at work?
No, this is highly abnormal. What is this? This lightning?
Okay.
What happened? Is this a dream? I don't think so. That stone. Somehow, it sent us flying into the stars.
Yeah, it did. I did not remember this happening this way. I mean, we have to go to the end of time. But I didn't remember it being a stone thing. That's crazy and awesome. That was a real surprise. But that's going to do it for today, guys. I think this is a perfect place to stop. We'll explore the end of time in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed our time together. Take care.